Let's watch this. Andrew Tate goes crazy. A new video.
This internet generation is fucked. I think anybody with a brain understands that, but I don't think most people understand exactly how fucked it is, because they live in this digital false reality. They're completely inside the matrix, forgetting that there's a real world
Chichi, come.
here. The world I grew up in, I was very respectful to everybody I ever spoke to. And the reason I was respectful is because I didn't want to fight. Not because I was scared I would lose. Certainly there'd be some fights harder than others. But also, I just didn't want to have to fight all the time. It's exactly my luck. I'm the kind of guy who gets in an argument with some guy. We end up having to have a fight. I hit him and he dies.
True.
That's how he get me.
So, I want to bring this up. When I was younger, my pops told me not to fight. And this always stuck with me because when I was younger, I did fight. I was a karate competitor and I was very athletic. I was really good striker, really good attacker, really good. It's really elite for my level of being a kid and fighting and shit. Like everyone I fought, it's pretty easy for me. I could read them, I could move around them, whatever. But the point I'm making is it's scary to fight people because you never know what's going to happen. And when I say you never know what's going to happen, I'm not saying they're necessarily going to defeat you, but you get into an altercation with somebody and you push that guy and he slips and he hits his head on the pavement or the concrete or the curb and he starts bleeding and he has a seizure or some shit. If he dies, if he gets paralyzed, that's manslaughter. You're going to jail off a push, even a shove. Say you guys are like, oh, you know, like you guys are getting riled up and then boom, he pushes you or you push him. He slips. He just takes a step back off the curb, trips, hits his head on the fucking ground. He dies. Now you're going to jail. Same thing for a punch. You punch someone, falls over, he gets knocked out cold, he hits his head on the ground. Like I see a lot of those knockout videos. As soon as you fall, your body hits the ground first like this, and then your head goes like this. That's scary shit, bro. I think real fighters know that. Like people who know how to fight, they know these things. Because like you don't just go around knocking people out or taking advantage of people. Because man, you can really hurt them. Also in a fight, you never know. You go in for some combat and then his homies are there. They have weapons. So you stay away from that shit.
Me back. Not because he can't beat me. Of course, nobody can beat me. But he'd get me back by dying. But bro, I only hit you once. Wake up.
Oh, exactly.
He's dead. Murdered.
Yes. Yes.
All because we argued over some dumb shit.
Yes.
So I try my best not to fight anybody. Because I understand how easy it is to kill someone.
True.
It is not hard to catch someone with a good shot and then die. It really isn't. And most people cannot fight at all.
True.
So I try my very best to go through life peacefully. I don't want to catch a murder charge. I don't want to have to fight all the time. Which is why when I talk to people, I try to be respectful. I understand that if you disrespect people, in the real world, there's a chance it becomes violent. But these kids on the internet don't understand that at all. Every time I dip my toe into the cesspit, which is the generation below mine, I realize they're a bunch of disrespectful, arrogant idiots constantly running their mouths on the internet. And none of them have any genuine real-world experience of anything. Clowns.
This is very true. So what he's saying, honestly, it's only an American thing. You can't be talking shit in other countries. You just can't. Like, I've traveled a lot. Been to the Philippines, and I've been there when I was younger, like 10, 15, 20 years ago. Been there multiple times. You're just not going to talk shit in the streets there or somewhere else. Because, you know, you might be behind the laws here. You might be safe by laws and police and protection out here. But, you know, like other places on this earth where people live and people are very detached from reality. They think the Americas and UK, like that's Earth. No, man. Places where you can do shit and get away with it on a daily. Talk shit to the wrong person in a different country, you're gone. You might lose a limb. You might lose your life. So the consequences of talking that shit are very different when you're protected in America versus somewhere that's lawless or corrupt.
I recently did a stream with Aiden Ross.
You not know who the man is.
No way, it's this one. I reacted to this one. Yeah, this kid's wild.
Favorite, tell yourself. Fuck you.
Pudgy Aiden. And he brought on some kid who I had never heard of. I don't know who these people are. I'm the most famous man on the internet, and people often say, hey, Tate, you know, what do you think of this streamer? You think I watch streamers? You think I watch? I don't watch any of the people who make hit pieces on me. I have no idea who these conservatives having a breakdown are. I have no idea who these liberals having a breakdown are. And I have no idea who's on Twitch. I don't know these people, and I couldn't give less of a fuck. Recently just did the Candace interview. She's like, Liz Wheeler. Who?
I don't know who that is.
Now we're talking about Neon. Who are these people? So I did this thing. I'm on with Pudgy Aiden. Neon comes on. Starts running his mouth at me. Hey, fuck you, bitch. Hey, fuck you, dude. Dude is like 75 pounds dripping wet.
I found out Neon's like 18. I thought he was 12, man. That is insane. I feel like maybe the new generation is just not developing. It might be sitting in front of the computer too much. Honestly, for me, I matured late. But like that kid, he's 18? No way.
I could pick him up by his neck with one hand. He knows it, I know it, but it's the internet.
Oh.
So he's just running his mouth.
They won't cut yours off. They can't mess with you. You got a SpongeBob t-shirt on and an inhaler. They're scared of you, G. Don't worry about that. You just turn up and you tell them who's boss. You tell them. That's right. You tell them. You say you're a streamer and you play video games all day. You let them know who the man is. You let them know who the man is. You are the favorite tell yourself. Fuck you dumb bitch. You're in house arrest, you pussy. You fucking loser. You and your dirty ass fat brother. Fuck him too, dumb bitch. Look at you just sitting there, you bald refugee. Fuck you.
All right, hold on.
I don't know why you're laughing. You
All
fucking
right.
Oh my god, this is the biggest waste of my time.
And
Yeah, so honestly, man, in that video, you know, he was playing character probably. He's talking shit, but he did say shit about Jews. Like, he went off on Aiden, saying, you know, like, I'm not gonna say that shit because YouTube will, you know, block my video or some shit. But you say that shit about Jews in a different country, bro, you're dead.
I grew up in a world where you don't disrespect people you couldn't fight. Even on the internet, I wouldn't do it because I'd feel bad in my heart. I wouldn't disrespect a man on the internet unless I was prepared to see him in real life and beat the shit out of him. If I disrespect you on the internet, if I see you, it's on sight. Fuck you. Old fashioned. Then,
This goes back to one of my other videos. It's like, talk shit, have accountability, right? So I agree and somewhat disagree with that, but I think accountability for your actions or your words, 100%.
it's been about a week has passed. A video has now appeared of him getting bullied. That has nothing to do with me. I guess he just runs his mouth too much to too many people.
Hey, look whose shoes we got. Got his ass lacking. Come on, bro. Got his ass lacking. Hey, what size y'all want?
You see what we did with his shirt?
Look at his
What we
shirt.
did with his shirt?
Ripped all type of stuff, boy. You know not to come around here talking like that.
You hard, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, flick me up, flick me
Hey,
up.
hey. Oh, we on his ass. Come on, bro. Take his glasses off.
Bro,
How much they gonna sell for? Come
so
on.
troll.
YouTube money, we taking all of that. Hey, and we keeping your phone, boy. We taking the video right on your phone.
You a bitch, right? I'm not playing with you.
I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch.
Yeah, you a fucking bitch. Come on, bro.
Yeah, boy.
So he's
so
gone
good.
from the digital
That's so
world
good.
running his mouth like a tough guy to the real world.
I love how Tate's making an example of this. So, one thing we don't know. We don't know if that video was real. I haven't seen it. I haven't investigated. I'm not going to. We don't know if it was real. We don't know if he's playing a character. We don't know if he's playing a character in that video. I'm talking about Neon, by the way. So, you see, we don't know if he did it for clout. But the point that Tate is making, I think, is great. It's basically talk shit, accountability for what you're saying or doing in this world. Sometimes.
And you can see the video of what happens when he encounters the realities of the masculine essence outside of the matrix. Because the reality of the masculine experience is you need to be capable of violence. You need to be capable of violence, otherwise people are going to pick on you. It has to be mutually assured destruction.
People will pick on you, but I would say you need to be capable of violence. Yeah, to defend yourself. That's
They
what I'm
have to
saying,
look
right?
at you and go, you know what? I might lose. It's not worth the risk.
That's
Or,
definitely an
there's
asset.
three of us, there's one of him, but one of us is going to lose. And I don't want to be that guy. They have to have that degree of fear. Otherwise, you just get picked on and bullied. Especially if you got a big fucking mouth.
This is true. When I was growing up, I was very, I'll go into another video, but very just passive. My mom raised me. I was very just a feminine dude, you know, like, laughing and everything's so funny, la 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 la. No one was afraid of me. People talk shit to me all the time. They would feel comfortable making me uncomfortable. Essentially, there was no barrier. There was no resistance to them. They knew if they can talk shit, then they can talk shit. There's no repercussions, right? But now it's like when I'm walking, if I do the face, right? I just keep walking. And I have my sunglasses on. People can't see my eyes, right? It's like, well, they think, who is this guy? He kind of looks threatening. And they think twice, right? He's definitely right. And this, You do this every day. You're walking down the street. You're on the bus. You're driving, and you see someone pull up beside you, and you're like, who the fuck is that? I wonder what they do, right? So we're always analyzing. So having that perception is an asset.
Like neon. What's that even mean?
Damn, what the hell is red
I
faces
want
going
to be a
red?
lesson to all the internet kids. Because there's another guy I did a stream with. In fact, it's Aiden, Pudgy Aiden, who introduces me to all of these people. I don't know who any of these people are. I did one with XQC ages ago, and he was going, I do fucking run his mouth as well. If you can't fight, which none of you can, learn to be respectful to people.
100%.
Because karma is real. What goes around comes around. And God is not going to allow you to sit and run your mouth and disrespect people forever until someone checks you.
Oh, I was just talking about this.
That's how the world works. You can call it karma. You can call it God. You can call it live by the sword, die by the sword. There's a whole bunch of different sayings which basically mean the same thing. You need to be able to practice what you preach.
Yes, I agree with this. I was just talking about this in the other video, with the lady who, chirped me because of the dog. And then I pulled up to her and I was like, hey, what the fuck is your problem, Kind of checked her, and then she was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. But the point I want to make is this. Yes, a lot of people in life, right? They go unchecked. So they'll be talking shit. They'll be doing things and they get away with it, right? Because they go unchecked. But it's almost as if you go unchecked in life, you are a liability to yourself. Liability because you believe in your head, since no one has checked you, or you've never encountered resistance, that you can keep doing what you're doing without repercussions or consequences. And one day, it will catch up to you. You're going to meet that person. So say you're disrespectful. One day, you may meet somebody who's willing to lose more than you. And in your head, you're like, oh, I'm just talking shit. But that person, they're in a mindset that they're ready to go. They're ready to lose it all. They're like, all right, you want to fucking disrespect me? So be it. And then they're going to step it up to the next level where you're not ready. Or if you go unchecked in life, you're a liability to yourself because since there is no resistance or consequences, you believe there are none, right? Well, you're going to go find out later on that there are indeed consequences, whether it's someone checking you on something, or it could be like a health issue, right? Like maybe you're eating unhealthy and you think there's no consequences and now you have health problems. It's just, yeah.
You can't have a bark without a bite.
True.
So you have two choices. You either go and develop a bite, and you get to have a bark, like me, or shut up. Now, what happened to Neon, on the internet, does not surprise me at all. Does he deserve it? Probably. But it still made me a bit sad to see, because I don't like bullying. I don't like bullying at all, and I know that someone like him is going to be genuinely traumatically affected by it.
Perhaps.
He's going to be bullied for it, not just because of what happened, but they're never going to let him forget it, ever.
That's fine.
I feel bad for the kid. So, I'm actually extending an olive branch to Neon.
He's going to train him.
If you want to fly here, if you want to learn to train, if you want me to tell you how to deal with this, if you want me to tell you the best way you can bounce back from this and become the best version of yourself, Top G will help you. The man who you called names, the man who you called a bitch and told me you fucked me up and all this garbage, I will actually help you feel better about the situation.
So my thoughts on this is Tate is a very smart guy. Okay, he fucks with Aiden Ross because he knows Aiden Ross is an influencer. He's on the internet, right? He's a big persona. Aiden Ross has a lot of reach. He knows a lot of different people. Tate fucks with Aiden Ross because Aiden Ross is his gateway, the key to the internet, right? Aiden Ross introduced him to Neon. Now Neon's got fucked up, and now it's basically a lot of options for Tate to basically execute his brain, his content. Like, now he wants to train him. That's good for content. That's good for the kid. That's good for teaching him a lesson and teaching everyone a lesson. It's just good all around, and I like that. I like that he takes advantage of situations, right? But I think Tate is very smart. I think he knows what he's doing. Definitely. He's definitely, like, he wouldn't be fucking with Aiden Ross if he didn't know that he could get something from him. And that something from him is exposure and just networking, right? Like a lot of different people. And it's, the virality of it. Aiden Ross is always going to be viral. Andrew Tate, Aiden Ross, always viral. You know, always out there. It's like, what's the next thing just happened? Oh, it's this.
Because I know that you're probably very afraid right now. And I know that also everyone's mocking you on the internet and you probably don't feel very good about yourself. And the last thing we need you doing is something stupid. And most men, especially men with weak bodies, are a lot weaker mentally than you would believe. Not everybody's like me and Tristan. Not everybody can go to a dungeon solitary and sit there. Most people can't handle the small problems in life.
True.
So I'm extending an olive branch to this guy. I don't like bullying. I don't like what they've done to him. But as a professional, I can analyze the situation and understand very much why it happened. And I can understand very much that he brought it upon himself. But being the gracious man that I am, I'm still going to offer him an olive branch and try my very best to make him feel better about it all. There are two kinds of people in the world. People who learn from their own mistakes, which means they have to make a bunch of mistakes in their lives and then try and recover from them. And people who learn from other people's mistakes.
And that's called wisdom.
Smarter ones. People who look at a situation and go, you know what? Isn't it ironic that this Neon ran his mouth about being a tough guy to Top G, and a week later this happened? Isn't that ironic? There's people who are smart enough to sit there and go, God doesn't like it when you talk shit and lie. And learn from other people's mistakes so they don't have to ever go through the same scenario. For everyone at home, I hope you're the second. I hope you're the latter of the two choices, because if you're the first, you're going to end up like him. And I also hope everybody at home understands that the internet is great, but the world is real, and people do exist, and you need to be very, very careful who you disrespect.
Very true. And that's what I was saying. The world is a big place, and one day, if you go unchecked, you're going to meet someone who's going to check you. You know, so interesting video. I thought it was good. It's very interesting to hear Tate speak all the time on different subjects. Neon, yeah, if that was a real video of him getting bullied, you had it coming, buddy. You can't be talking, you know, running your mouth like that. I told you, you're gonna one day run into someone who's willing to lose it or who's willing to risk it, and when you're not. So you got to be ready.